day one, just how you feeling coming out of it, and what did you learn during this first practice?
Yeah, we was moving out there today, but it was a lot of fun. The intensity was high, competition level was high. I love practices like that, and super intense, super fiery, and the pace was crazy high, which it was definitely tiring, but it was good. It's going to help us in the future.
Pace has been kind of a theme earlier for guys. It seems like you can play faster than whatever Minnesota teams you've gone on, or so this is a point of emphasis this year for you guys in general.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell right since I got here, that's the focus this year. That's what we want to do is get up and down and push the pace and get into actions early and, be able to, move the ball around and score and kind of use all sides of the floor while doing that. And, I think Coach said today was, we're not just going to play like that, we're going to practice like that. So that was evident from the way the practice was and the structure that was out there.
Playing fast can look different ways. Some people here playing fast, I think just running up and down.
No, yeah, it's playing fast and playing smart at the same time. It's seeing the action. It's not, just chuck it and shoot it, with 20 seconds on the shot clock. It's, trying to get into the actions early so you can get, get looks early. And if there's not there, then you go to the second action, the third action. It's just everything that you do is with the fast pace, It's you see a lot of teams that get the ball, walk it up. I've been on teams like that before, and that's not what we're trying to do. Yeah.
Talked about studying guys' tendencies, running where they want you to be. When it comes to playing off Jalen, how do you try to fit in next to a guy like that? How has he helped you get used to the system that way?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think my number one role, playing with Jalen or Peyton or Anthony is all of them is to get them open. Set good screens, get them. Guys are going to press up on them. So that's my number one focus when I get into an action with them is to get them open because in return, that creates opportunities for me, whether that's on the roll or the pop, or obviously even on the glass. So, I think they've all done a great job of kind of finding some connection with me, talking to me, and vice versa. Just kind of feeling out how often I pop, how often I roll, and then how I like to set the screens or, where I like to. And the same thing with them is I'm just, even if I'm not asking them, I'm watching how they play, see what size they like to get to, which way they want to go off the pick and roll, where they want to get the pull up from, stuff like that. So, I just, try to keep a good focus on that because I know that'll help the team win.
Having such a great college career, what's it been like to try to find your way at the next level? What's that kind of journey been like for you?
Yeah, it's been an experience. It's been, a lot of ups and downs, definitely tested me mentally, especially just with my confidence coming in at such a high almost, and then kind of, getting humbled right away. And, I think it was good for me and good for my career and good for me as a human being to kind of go through that. And I think, it's just all God's timing. I think this opportunity came at the perfect time for me. I think the years that I had before, the guys that I was able to learn from, especially in Minnesota, but also even in Detroit, I had a lot of great vets, Kelly Olynyk, even Rudy Gobert, Karl Anthony Towns, those guys that just taught me a lot. And I think, I needed those years to get to this point to be ready for an opportunity like this. So, I knew it was all part of the plan. So I'm really, really excited, just to get out there and be able to have opportunity.
Describe the relationship that you and Josh had in Minnesota, and how helpful has it been to have a familiar face around as you make this transition here?
Yeah, I mean, we kind of were similar in our journeys in terms of being down in Iowa a lot, playing in the G League together, and then kind of getting some opportunity and at different points, and obviously without the main thing through the 3 years is that there was a lot of lack of opportunity. We had to stay sharp, stay focused, and show up every single day with a great mindset and keep working. And so, we kind of went through that together, and I think we both kind of built up and prepared ourselves for this. And so that's why, I know he's excited, and I'm the same way, just about the opportunity to get out on the floor, but also to do it for a franchise like this.
How steep is the learning curve going from one franchise you kind of know everything about, and then to compare and have to adjust?
Yeah, I think there's definitely little adjustments. I think overall, the league has a lot of similarities, and especially, I've already made a change. I think it's a little bit different for Josh, but for me, I've made the change from Detroit to Minnesota and had to adjust there. So I've kind of been through it, and I'm always just a curious learner, so I'm always open to new things, new structures or new mindsets of how they do things, and so I think here is definitely the most detailed place I've been in terms of a lot of the things we do is just the structure is a lot more detailed, and I love that. And so it's been a lot of fun to kind of be here and learn.
What have been your early impressions of Joe Mazzulla and the coaching staff?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just love his mindset, and every time he says something is just incredibly impactful, and it might be something you wouldn't expect him to say, but it's something that has a lot of meaning, and I think that he definitely has that intensity, that fire that makes you want to run through a brick wall for him, type of thing. So I'm definitely excited to play for him, and it's been awesome being coached by him so far.
Luka, I noticed Taylor Jenkins over there here at practice today. Was he here for? Did he help you guys? Did he watch practice? Like, what was like having him here for?
I honestly don't know too much about it. Obviously, I know Coach Jenkins just from competing against the Grizzlies, so that's pretty much all my knowledge on that. But obviously, he's done amazing things in his career as a coach. So I think anything he can help, anyone he talks to, he's going to make a positive impact on. But yeah, I don't have too much knowledge on that.
What are your impressions of Xavier, some of the other bigs that you're competing with here in practice early on?
Yeah, I mean, Xavier and me have been going at it for a long time, and we were the same high school class. We were playing against each other, NBPA Top 100, battling to, me and him in Michigan State, Iowa, just, kind of going through a lot of battles. So it's always been fun to go against him and the level of intensity he brings. And he's just, he's one of the nicest guys too, and that's what's awesome about Xavier. So it's been cool to kind of be on his team now. I hated playing against him in college, so it's good to be on his side. And obviously with Nimi, same kind of thing. The pre-draft process, we lined up against each other in a bunch of workouts. So he was always a guy that I loved competing against. So it's the same thing here. Every single day, all three of us are pushing each other. We all bring different things to the table, and I think that's what's going to make us an effective group.